Question: do I look like a guy that came from an unstable, abusive childhood that had trauma? Or a guy that survived the Marine Corps that had and has PTSD and a potential TBI and effects from that? A guy that chose to remain in a toxic relationship for 20 years? A guy that had a significant addiction to alcohol and was estranged from his kids for a time? A guy that got arrested several times and was on probation for years? A guy that lost everything and that was almost suicidal at one point? Or do I look like a dude that grew up in Southern California, surfed, played volleyball, played high school football, joined the Marine Corps, did excellent, was decorated for his service, then landed a successful business career, and along the way picked up a business degree and a law degree, had a wife, kids, cars, and a house? Well, the answer is I am all of those things. So what's up, everybody? I am excited to finally be doing this. This being sharing my story about my transformation. Excited but far from experienced, so bear with me please for these first few videos because it might be a little rocky and I'm sure I'm going to screw something up, but I will get better as we go. I do have a little bit of an outline, which is why I'm looking up and down a little bit. I need that for now in the first few videos just because there's so much information to share that if I didn't have a guide, I would be squirreling all over the place and I would get off track quickly. So, all right, what the hell is going on? Who the hell am I and why am I here? Why are you here? Well, hopefully you're here because you're looking for some answers. You're confused about some things. There's things about your life that you don't necessarily like. There's things that you need to change, but you're not really sure how. Perhaps you got in trouble. Perhaps you've had a setback or two and you're not sure how to get back up and keep going. Maybe you lack proper guidance like me when you're a kid and you've been living life kind of aimlessly and just going through the motions. Maybe you want more out of life and you're tired of the same old thing and the same routine. Maybe you're just stuck and you're not sure how to get unstuck. I'm here because I was there. I had a turbulent childhood at best, to say the least. I had minimal guidance as a kid and I had minimal to no boundaries. So I had to, at a very early age, learn how to adapt and survive and thrive. So I became success oriented and I was goal oriented and I was a hard worker, but I had no guidance. I actually had the opposite. I had misguidance. So I made it through, high school, and then as an adult, I was living a perceived successful life, but I kept running into dead ends, and those dead ends kept getting more frequent, and other people started to get affected by it because I was just making bad choice after bad choice after bad choice. I knew I needed to change, so I committed to that. And so that was 4.5 years ago where it finally all came together. So for the past 4.5 years, I have been on a journey of what I call transformation. I'm literally a transformed life from the inside out, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Went from depressed and almost suicidal 8 or so years ago, and previous to that as well. And now I'm living a great life with friends, family, opportunities, goals. I mean, all kinds of good things. It's probably hard to picture if you don't know me, or if you do know me and didn't know those previous versions of me. Hopefully it is hard to picture because I stand before you who I am. Transformation is what this is all about, though, because I know it's possible. And for those that don't know me, or if you don't know my story, or where I'm even coming from, just hang tight and I will get to that. I will fill you in with everything. Ultimately, what I want to do is introduce you to my story and my transformation journey. I will try to make it fun, although it will get ugly at times because I've done some ugly shit and I have seen some ugly things. Why now? Maybe you're asking. So I'm as far into this as I am, and I got to a point knowing all these different things and practicing over the course of years to where I started asking myself, and I started asking other people that know me, doesn't everybody know this stuff? I have been in a relative mental coma that I put myself in for like 10 or 20 years, just doing other things instead of thinking correctly. And I figured I was the only one that missed the boat. Everybody else knew what I knew, and I was the one that was missing out. And the answer to my question of doesn't everybody know this is no, they don't. No, Tim, most people are not obsessed with self-development and psychology and figuring out how the hell I arrived at certain moments and places in time, at those exact moments and places in time, and having to figure out and understand the why behind it all. Nor is it common for people at age 30, 40, or 50 to stop and take a deep dive into themselves to figure out what's going on. Okay, so cool, awesome. That is then my calling, because I have done the work and I've been in this self-development recovery phase for literally 4.5 years, completely embedded in it, and I want to share my story in the hopes that it helps you. And I'm blessed to be able to share it because I worked through it and I'm on this side of it now, and it's absolutely awesome. It's actually incomparable. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought I was pretty awesome before. I did a lot of cool stuff. I made it through school, I made it through the military, I got married, I had this, I had that, but I was only really half making it, mostly faking it, and it eventually all caught up to me. And that's the part that I'm going to share with you guys as we go. But again, now I live in the light, I don't live in the dark anymore. And I mean, dark being those things that you run from and problems that you pretend don't exist, and all the different stuff that we try to do to avoid reality, versus being in the light and being in reality and being confident and being happy and knowing who we are and knowing what our direction is and knowing exactly where we're going. That's where I'm at now, and that's again what I'm hoping to express to you guys. So my vision, I want for this to be a channel or a program or whatever it morphs into, about transformation with a focus on recovery and mindset, because they all go together. Transformation means a completely different version of you, mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. To be free, meaning to be unenslaved by the things we choose to hold us down. It's about working through our junk, our trauma, our issues, and our bad choices. That's the recovery part, because we need to identify and work through the things holding us down, and then stop filling the voids with alternatives and unhealthy things. So we stop running, stop blaming, stop numbing the pain, stop making excuses, and we stop lying to ourselves. And we start believing in ourselves. For me, I had to learn how to do that, and that's where mindset comes in. We don't know yet what we don't know yet. We have to figure that out. And I wanted to say it's just me, like, am I the only one that missed the boat on all this stuff? And the answer is no. It's just life, man. It's just, it's life. It's how you grew up. It's how you carried your life forward. And I had a fixed mindset for a long time, and I thought I knew enough. I just had a little bit of a goal, and as long as I was going towards something, I was good enough. And then I could continue to pursue all the other things, which were bad, which ultimately didn't get me to my goal, or it limited my goals. So I'll share the steps I took to get there, the practices that I incorporate every day, and I'll tie it together with stories and experiences to hopefully connect with you. I'll tell you up front, because I don't think a lot of people do, that change, which is what this is hard. It's not easy. It's difficult, but it's absolutely worth it. It requires intentional work every single day for a sustained amount of time. Your attitude about it makes all the difference. If you want it, you can do it. You have to want it. And you gotta have hope, and hopefully this provides you a little bit of hope if you're in a situation that I was, and that you're even tuning in or whatever. But hope is not enough. Hope has to evolve into belief. So hope starts, belief carries. Put the work in now to work through the ugly part of everything, and then build a system to enable you to move through the rest of your life successfully. So you have a backdrop, you have tools and resources to know how to deal with things as adversities come up, because life ain't easy, life's hard. And then, only then, can you move forward to chase your dreams and live the life you desire. Because if you don't, and you try to chase something without really knowing yourself, and without and with having all this junk in your closet, or all this crap that you're carrying with you, it's not going to work, whatever you're going after, because you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. And all of those other things actually dictate your choices, and they dictate how far you can take it. And then when you're still holding on to all that stuff, then you've got excuses and justifications to figure out how to get out of it. So dedicate a few months now for a lifetime of freedom. And, you know, more truth about this stuff. There's no instant fix. There's no magic pill. There's no nothing. It is just hard work, and it's dedication, and it's discipline, and it's initiative and integrity. That's my soapbox, so to speak. I don't have all the answers. I definitely do not have it all figured out. I am a work in progress. I just know what works for me, and I'm the one with my story and my life. So I'm going to share that all with you in the hopes that it helps you. Disclosure purposes, I am not a licensed therapist, psychologist, or psychiatrist. I'm just a dude that tries to be a better version of myself than I was yesterday. My pledge to you is that I come with full transparency and authenticity. Anything else I think is fake, and that serves no purpose, because there would be no connection point. Why would I want to listen to somebody? And I'm going to get real with you because you will need to get real with yourself. And I also will promise I will never try to lead somebody somewhere I have never been. And I will tell you that I have been there. Maybe not everywhere, but hopefully there's connection points that I have been through. And now I'm here. So I think that's it for now. Thank you very much for tuning in.